In this lesson, we're going to talk about how to add mixed numbers to whole numbers, fractions, and other mixed numbers. So let's begin. What is 4 plus 3 and 2/5? What's the answer? This is the same as 4 plus 3 plus 2/5. So what you need to do is add the whole numbers first. 4 plus 3 is 7. So right now, we have 7 plus 2/5. 7 plus 2/5 is the same as 7 and 2/5. So this is the answer to this problem. Now let's work on a similar example. Try this one, 5 plus 7 and 1/3. So 7 and 1/3 is 7 plus 1/3. So we can add 5 and 7 together. So 5 and 7, that's going to add up to 12. And so 12 plus 1/3 is just 12 and 1/3. And so it's very straightforward to add a whole number to a mixed number. For the sake of practice, go ahead and try these examples. 3 plus 2 and 3/5. 5 plus 4 and 1/3. And then 3 7/9 plus 5. So all you need to do is add 3 and 2. 3 plus 2 is 5, so this is going to be 5 and 3/5. In this one, we're going to add 5 and 4. So 5 plus 4 is 9. So this is 9 and 1/3. And then for the last example, we're going to add 3 and 5. 3 plus 5 is 8, so this is going to be 8 and 7/9. By the way, if you want more examples on mixed numbers, such as subtracting, multiplying, or dividing mixed numbers, check out the description section of this video. And so I'm going to post some links there where you could find other videos regarding mixed numbers. Now for our next different type of problem, we're going to add a mixed number with a fraction with like denominators. So what's 3 and 1/7 plus 4/7? So first, let's expand 3 and 1/7. We can write that as 3 plus 1/7. And then we can add these two fractions. Notice that the denominator is the same, so we can go ahead and add the numerators of those two fractions. 1/7 plus 4/7 is 5/7. So then the answer is going to be 3 and 5/7. Let's try a similar example. 5 and 3/8 plus 4/8. So this is 5 plus 3/8 plus 4/8. So let's begin by adding these two fractions. 3 plus 4 is 7. So we're going to have 5 plus 7/8, which this whole thing is just 5 and 7/8. And so that's it for this problem. So now it's your turn. Add these fractions, 4 and 1/5 plus 2/5, and then 7 and let's say 1/8 plus 3/8, and then 2/9 plus 6 and 5/9. So all we need to do in the first example is add 1/5 plus 2/5, which is 3/5. So the answer is going to be 4 and 3/5. Now for this one, we need to add 1/8 and 3/8. So this is going to be 7 and 4/8. Now 4/8, we can reduce that. If we divide the 4 and 8 by 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So 4/8 is the same as 1/2. So this is the answer to the second problem. And for the last example, we can add 2/9 with 5/9. So 2 plus 5 is 7. So we get 6 and 7/9. Now let's focus on adding two mixed numbers. So what's 4 and 2/9 plus 3 and 5/9? 4 and 2 over 9, we can expand it like that. We could expand 3 and 5 over 9 as 3 plus 5 over 9. So now let's add the similar terms. So first we can add 4 and 3, and that will give us 7. And then we can add 2 over 9 plus 5 over 9, and that's going to give us 7 over 9. And so our final answer is going to be 7 and 7/9. And so that's it for this example. Now let's try another similar one. So 2 and 1/7 plus 3 and 2/7. So let's do the same thing. Let's expand this expression. So we can add 2 plus 3, the whole numbers, and that's going to give us 5. And then let's add the fractions with like denominators. So 1 over 7 plus 2 over 7 is 3 over 7. And so our final answer is 5 and 3/7. Now go ahead and try these examples. 3 and 1/5 plus 2 and 3/5. And then try 4 and let's say 1 over 9 plus 5 and 7 over 9. And then try 6 and 2 over 11 plus 4 and 3 over 11. So first we can add 3 and 2 together. 3 plus 2 is 5. And then we can add 1 over 5 plus 3 over 5. And that's going to be 4 over 5. So this is the answer, 5 and 4 over 5. Now let's do the same thing for the next example. So let's add 4 and 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. And then we can add 1 over 9 plus 7 over 9, which will give us 8 over 9. Now for the third example, we can say 6 plus 4 is 10. And then we can add 2 over 11 and 3 over 11, which will give us 5 over 11. And so that's it for that example. Try this problem. 3 and 5 over 8 plus 2 and 7 over 8. Go ahead and work on that. So first, let's add 3 and 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. And then let's add 5 over 8 and 7 over 8, which is going to be 12 over 8. So notice that we can't leave our answer like this, because 12 is greater than 8. The numerator is greater than the denominator, which makes this an improper fraction. So what can we do in this situation? Well, here's something that I like to do. 5 and 12/8, we know it's 5 plus 12 over 8. And 12 over 8, you can break that down into 8 plus 8 and 4 plus 8, because 8 plus 4 is 12. Now the good thing about 8 over 8 is you can make that a whole number. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So we have 5 plus 1 plus 4 over 8. Now 5 plus 1 is 6. And 4 over 8, we can reduce that to 1 over 2 if you divide both of these numbers by 4. And so the final answer is 6 and 1/2. And that's it. Let's try another similar example. So 4 and 3/5 plus 3 and 4/5. Go ahead and try that. So let's begin by adding 4 and 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. And then we can add 3 over 5 plus 4 over 5, which is 7 over 5. So once again, we have an improper fraction. So let's expand the expression first. So this is 7 plus 7 over 5. Now 7 over 5, I want to write that as 5 over 5 plus 2 over 5. because these two, they add up to 7 over 5. Now 5 divided by 5 is 1, so I have 7 plus 1 plus 2 over 5. So now I can add these two numbers, 7 plus 1, and so that's going to give me 8 plus 2 over 5, and so my final answer is 8 and 2/5. And so that is it for this example. Go ahead and try these two. 3 and 5 over 9 plus 4 and 8 over 9. And then try 5 and 6 over 7 plus 2 and 5 over 7. So first I'm going to add the 3 and the 4 together. So 3 plus 4, that's 7. And then I'm going to add 5 over 9 plus 8 over 9, which is 13 over 9. Now 13 over 9, I'm going to write that as 9 over 9 plus 4 over 9, because 9 plus 4 is 13. Now we know that 9 over 9 is 1. So we're going to have 7 plus 1 plus 4 over 9. And since I'm running out of space, I'm going to work here. 7 plus 1 is 8. And so we have 8 plus 4 over 9, which will give us the final answer, 8 and 4/9. And so that's it for the first example. Now let's move on to the second example. So let's begin by adding 5 and 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. And then let's add 6 over 7 with 5 over 7. So that's going to give us 11 over 7. And so let's expand this mixed fraction. So it's 7 plus 11 over 7. We're going to write it as 7 over 7 and 4 over 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. So make sure these two numbers add up to that number. Now 7 divided by 7 is 1. So we have this at this point. So now let's add 7 and 1 together. 7 plus 1 is 8. So we have 8 and 4/7. And that is it. Now let's move on to another type of example. So we're going to add two mixed numbers here, but it's going to be a little different this time. So notice that the denominators of the mixed numbers are different in this example. So what we're going to do is expand our expression. So 3 and 4/5, we're going to write it as 3 plus 4 over 5. And 4 and 2/3, we're going to write it as 4 plus 2 over 3. Now let's focus on adding 3 and 4 together. So 3 plus 4 is 7. Now how can we add these two fractions? 4 over 5 plus 2 over 3. And so what we need to do is get common denominators. The common denominator between 5 and 3 is going to be 15. So this fraction, 4 over 5, I'm going to multiply it by 3 over 3 to get a common denominator of 15. And the second fraction, 2 over 3, I'm going to multiply by 5 over 5. And so 4 times 3 is 12, and 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 5 is 10, and then 3 times 5 is 15. So now we can add the two fractions. 12 plus 10 is 22, so I have 7 plus 22 over 15. And I have an improper fraction, so I need to do something about that. Now 22 is the same as 15 plus 7, so I'm going to expand 22 over 15 as 15 over 15 plus 7 over 15. Now 15 over 15 is 1, so I'm going to have 7 plus 1 plus 7 over 15. And 7 plus 1 is 8. So my final answer is going to be 8 plus 7 over 15, or simply just 8 and 7/15. So this is the final answer to this example. Now let's add 5 and 1/4 with 6 and 1/2. Go ahead and try that problem. So let's expand it. This is 5 plus 1/4 plus 6 plus 1/2. So let's add 5 and 6 together. 5 plus 6 is 11. Now we need to get common denominators when adding those two fractions. So we don't need to change the 1/4, but the 1/2, we'll need to multiply that by 2/2. And so this becomes 11 plus 1/4 plus 2/4. So now we can add these two fractions together. And so this is going to give us 11 plus 3/4. And so the final answer is 11 3/4. And so that's it for this problem. For the sake of practice, go ahead and work on this example. 5 1/4 plus 3 2/5. So let's expand it. Or if you want to, you can just add these two numbers directly. 5 plus 3 is 8. So we have 8, and then we need to add these two fractions. So this is going to be 8 plus 1/4 plus 2/5. Now, the common denominator between 4 and 5 needs to be 20. So I'm going to multiply 1/4 by 5/5. And I'm going to multiply 2/5 by 4/4. So this is going to become 5/20, and this is going to become 8/20. So now I can add 5/20 plus 8/20, and so that's 13/20. Therefore, the final answer is 8 13/20. Now let's work on one final example. Feel free to pause the video and try this problem. So 3 5/7, let's add that to 2 and 8/9. So let's begin by adding 3 and 2 together. 3 plus 2 is 5. And so we have 5 plus 5/7 plus 8/9. Now we need to get common denominators. So 7 times 9 is 63. So I'm going to multiply this fraction by 9/9, and the second fraction, 8/9, by 7/7. 5 times 9 is 45. 7 times 9 is 63. 8 times 7 is 56. And 9 times 7 is 63. So now we can add these two fractions. So what is 45 plus 56? 5 plus 6 is 11, carry over the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 4, that's 10. And so this is going to give us 101. So we have 5 plus 5 plus 101 over 63. Now, we have an improper fraction, so we need to do something about that. We're going to break that down into 63 over 63. Make sure these numbers are the same, because that's 1. And then to get the missing number, take the difference between 101 and 63. So what's 101 minus 63? 1 minus 3 is a negative number, so we can't do that. So let's borrow a 1 from the 10. So the 10 becomes a 9, and the 1 becomes 11. So we have 11 minus 3, which is 8. And then 9 minus 6 is 3. So 101 minus 63 is 38. So we're going to have plus 38 over 63. Now 63 divided by 63 is 1. So at this point we can add 5 and 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. And so the final answer is going to be 6 and 38 over 63. So that's our final answer as a mixed number.